So I guess it's Christmas time because Violent Night has been released. We just sat and did a Black Christmas 2006 watch party. We got a Christmas tree up. Guess that can only mean one thing.
I
got this on. I'm ready to go, man. I guess we're in the Christmas spirit now.
We are.
And some people are very turned off by that because they're Grinches.
Don't be a Scrooge.
Well, it's just funny. People who are like, Halloween's all year. And then they complain that people put up Christmas decorations early.
Yeah.
It's like, but
People
you
love
want
Christmas.
Halloween up all year round, but
Yeah.
people can't have Christmas up like a friggin' month early? Like, what are you saying?
Exactly.
Stop being hypocrites. Anyway, all right. So, Violent Night. Now, this is from the director of Dead Snow 1 and 2. Hansel and Gretel Witch Hunters, which is a really, really cool movie. He also did What Happened to Monday, which is a fantastic film on Netflix with 7 different performances by Noomi Rapace. I never know how to say her name. I've had people tell me her name something else. He also worked on a movie that we watched with her called The Trip, where they go as a family, a little couple to the...
Yeah.
That's a really cool movie as well.
That is a cool movie.
So, a very cool filmmaker. And this has a 7.0 on IMDb. This is being dubbed the Die Hard with Santa.
Yeah. Yes.
Okay, so what this movie is about. This movie is about Santa Claus, played by Jim Hopper himself, David Harbour, and Santa is just not feeling Christmas anymore. He feels like kids are spoiled little shits, and he's just lost that Yuletide cheer. And he finds himself in a sticky situation when he happens upon this very wealthy house that is currently being robbed by this crew of like 10 freaking mercenaries led by John Leguizamo, who we just saw in the menu.
Yes.
And Santa has to kick some ass for the holidays. Santa's coming to town to save the day.
He is.
So that's the basic premise. We do follow a family who's going there. That's our main family that we follow. The dad is played by the guy who plays Translucent in The Boys. And the real like meat of the story is between Santa and Trudy. Trudy is a little girl, and of course, Santa has to be reinvigorated by a child, right? Someone who believes in him and whatnot. So as far as the movie goes, okay, I do want to say, number one, this is not a horror movie. So for anybody who's going into it hoping it is going to have horror, no. It's an action movie outright. And as far as the title goes, Violent Night, this is a horror review channel, right? And we talk to horror people. And horror people are obviously not going to be the general audience.
Yeah.
So for horror fans, is there oodles of gore and whatnot for you to salivate over and get excited for? Unfortunately not. I was really, really hoping that this film was going to be balls to the wall, insane with its violence, especially with this title. I know it's a cute little play on Silent Night, but I was really, really hoping that Violent Night was going to be violent. And for the mainstream audience, is this violent? Absolutely. For us horror fans, is this violent? No. It's got the action sequences. I would say it's probably on the level of something like a Die Hard.
Sure.
I mean, it's really what it really comes down to as far as like the action and the violence and the gore goes, it's there. It isn't gonna be, some insane violent action movie,
right?
Like, The Night Comes for Us or something like I would personally want. But overall, I definitely enjoyed it. I think I was let down because I was hoping that it was going to be more violent and more graphic. And I also completely avoided everything about this film.
Oh, yeah.
I literally knew nothing going in.
Yeah.
I knew that Hopper was dressed as Santa.
Right.
And the title. And that is literally it.
Yeah.
So, like, when it's revealed in the first minute of the movie that he's actually Santa.
Oh, my God.
I was like, oh, I thought he was like a mall Santa or something. Or like a guy who was just dressed as Santa. And, like, was in a building with... Because people were saying Die Hard.
Sure.
And I was like, okay, so he's just like some dude who's in a Santa costume kicking ass. Yeah. No, he's Santa.
He's really Santa.
And I thought it was a horror movie.
I did too.
I thought it was a horror
100%.
movie. So going in and it being an action movie, I was like, I had to readjust myself to it and be like, oh, this is the kind of movie it's going to be.
Yeah.
But overall, it's very enjoyable. I do think it's going to become a Christmas classic as far as 100%. Like people are going to be watching this every year. And
easily. I
think that it definitely has rewatchability to it. I did like it, but I'll get more into my thoughts. But what do you think?
Yeah, I was really into it. Like you, I thought it was going to be a horror movie, and I was definitely I was thrown off kilter when I realized that it wasn't. But I think that for the movie that it is, that's totally fine. I don't know that I would want it to be horror because I really like, the message is a pretty like standard Christmas movie message about materialism and like the meaning behind the holiday and family and all of that. But I think David Harbour does a great job in this. He definitely is like easily typecast into like a father figure, dad kind of role. Although, the little girl in this does have a father that she's not necessarily on bad terms with. They definitely Trudy and Santa Claus develop like a really sweet relationship, which was definitely like the highlight for me. That was what I was really into. And I think, the gore, I wanted more, always, but there's a couple, there's one kill that was really cool that we both liked.
Yes.
But that's absolutely what I wanted, like, for the whole movie. I wanted it to be that times 1,000. I like that we went into it blind, though, because not knowing that he was the real Santa was fun. Like, it was, I don't know, it was kind of exciting to discover that.
Yeah.
So, I'm a fan.
Yeah. I do hold out hope for a unrated director's cut.
Yeah.
Because Hansel and Gretel Witch Hunters did get one. So I have a feeling this does have more gore, and that they will release that version. I'm hoping. I'm really hoping, because if you put in some really brutal, gnarly kills in this film, it would amplify the film dramatically for me. Like, getting those payoffs is everything to me. Let me see what's happening, and there's definitely places in this movie where it could be.
Yeah.
We also get Beverly D'Angelo in here, who plays the rich bitch mom. Obviously she's best known for the vacation movies, and it was interesting seeing her. I don't know when the last time I saw her was, but it's been a long damn time. There was a line in this movie said by the sister in the film that really, like, I was in the theater laughing for like a full minute, and I was like crying.
Yeah.
Because I just thought it was so fucked up.
It was so funny.
I really, really, really found that line to be really funny. It has to do with kissing, that's all I'll say.
The side characters in this, like the ancillary, or not, they're not ancillary, but the family members were they were very funny because they were just such horrible people.
Yeah.
It definitely really highlights, like, wealthy people and like, you know, a negative stereotype of them, and it does it really well and very comedically.
Speaking on that matter, though, on the flip side of that, who I did not think was good in this movie was John Leguizamo. I thought his performance felt insanely forced. I found his dialogue to be pretty cringy. The delivery of lines, it just, I don't know, it felt like he didn't really want to be there. That's the way I read it. Now on multiple viewings, maybe I'll grow accustomed to it and whatever, but he has some one-liners and stuff that he's like supposed to be funny with, and they did not land at all for me. And I was just like, kept getting taken out of it because of him. So I did feel that he hurt the film for me, for sure. I also would have liked them to utilize Santa's abilities as Santa more when it comes to the killings and him being able to get out of situations. They do use it here and there, and I would have definitely liked a little bit more with Christmas and playing on like Christmas tropes or Christmas objects or Christmas things to be incorporated into the arsenal of things to be used and whatnot. That's more nitpicky, honestly. I would have liked to see the kills be more graphic, and I would have liked John Leguizamo to either be recast or actually want to be there and have better dialogue.
I think that there was a lot of, like cutesy Christmas items used, and a lot of like references and like code names, and obviously the bad puns. But there was a lot of that type of stuff around Christmas. But I agree with you. I think seeing more of like Santa's abilities would have been cool.
Yeah. They even make a reference to Die Hard in this movie, so they're pretty aware of the fact that this is kind of a Die Hard knockoff. And fun fact, John Leguizamo is in Die Hard 2 as one of the thugs. He doesn't have much screen time, but I very much remember him there in the baggage area.
In this movie, he also has a line that I thought was really funny, where he says, "Santa dies tonight," and all I could think of was Halloween with Evil Dies Tonight.
Yeah, maybe a spoiler.
Is it?
I guess.
Is it a spoiler for just a single line?
Maybe. I don't know.
It's just a line.
It's just a line.
You don't know what's going on.
Well, yeah. Well. There's, I don't know. I would have said that different, but that's fine. Anyway.
Well, sorry.
So, yeah. Overall, it's definitely enjoyable. Absolutely should see it in theaters if a Christmas action movie with fine action. Yeah. It's good. It's good action. It's not great action. I didn't love the action in it, but I liked it. And I attached myself to the story. And I like that they gave Santa this backstory. That was cool. And, some funny liners. That's all I got to say. Go see it.
See it.
All right. Bye.
Bye.